Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taskforce Echo, a StarCraft RPG actual play series. Before we begin, some upkeep. 1. It is thunder as fuck outside. And what that means is there's thunderstorm right outside. So if the stream suddenly drops, blame nature. 2. My wife is in D.C. My son is asleep. Theoretically, he should stay asleep. If he doesn't, I have to dip. I'll be back, but just so you know. And now I turn it over to our game master for the evening, William.
Hello, I am William, and I am serving as the voice of the Kaprulu sector in this StarCraft RPG playtest Task Force Echo. Let us begin by introducing the members of our task force, beginning with the person in the top left, John.
I'm John, and I'm playing...
I went the wrong way for that.
The Primal Zerg.
And the person in the far left, Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and I play Koronix, the Nerazim Protoss, who just got his own rulebook now, and is completely different.
Protoss book. Yeah.
Protoss book came out, so if you've been keeping track of our mechanics or anything, some of those will be different.
And
but
Koronix
awesome.
got nerfed.
He got balanced, we'll say.
You were balanced to put in line with the rest of the party. We'll see how well it actually panned out.
Nerf still applies.
And in the bottom left, we have Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Dirk, the Terran. How does he manage to move in his own volition? That's what his brain level's at.
We're still short Cody. So on our right, we have Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Ava, the Terran medic.
And on the bottom right, we have Sarah.
I'm Sarah, and I play Rachel, and I'm into fire.
Cody has gone to the land of no internet. So
Apparently a place, and I never want to go there because it's like hell.
I was going to say...
William, we went through there on our drive to Portland. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, it was hell.
It's called the Midwest.
Hey!
Yeah, I was going to say, I think one of us lives there.
I'm here, aren't I?
Actually...
Jack's muted.
Oh.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I really?
Not anymore.
Am I better? Am I back now?
You're better
Yeah.
now.
All right. So when last we left, our
I don't know
task.
if you're better, but you are back.
It's kind of hard for me to be better. I'm kind of unimprovable.
Oh.
Sure.
I love how Sarah never takes any of my shit.
That's because you didn't. That's because you didn't kill her character by turning her into a flesh golem.
That's fair.
Oh.
There are other things for people. Jeez, guys.
It was
Like 6 months
I
ago.
just thought about that today.
like
Because I had a dream
50
that I was
episodes
invited
ago.
to play in Critical Role, and I couldn't find my character sheet. And I asked Sam Riegel what happened to it, and he goes, "Don't you remember? You got turned into a flesh golem. See you later." And I went, "Shit!" And then I woke up and I was pissed.
Damn it, Regal.
I like that. I like
the
that.
person we should be blaming is the person who turned her character.
I like
into
that.
a flesh
I
golem.
manifested in your dream as Sam Riegel. That's nice.
No, it wasn't you. He just reminded me that it happened.
Because, Sam Riegel watches all of our streams.
Right.
I can
Listens
only
to all of our
assume.
podcasts.
Sam, if that's you out there, awesome. Oh man.
Also, let me know how you invade people's dreams. That seems like a pretty convenient ability.
They were
And
all
once we
there.
start playing Changeling, Aaron, you will find out how that works.
It's also it's a 5th level spell that bards know in D&D. It's called Dream.
They were all there, and it was magical. So, anyway, that's all.
All right.
Gonna eat this
When last we left our task force, they had just recovered Richter from the planet of Char, and discovered a little bit more information from him about the project that the Sons of Creation are undergoing. Specifically, the fact that their project is aimed at the goal of being able to create an army of psionics on the level of Sarah Kerrigan, who is the single most powerful human psionic that has ever existed, and is probably one of the more powerful psionics among Protoss rankings, if not the most powerful as well. So, an army of those would be bad.
Yeah.
Even Dirk gets that.
It's like, hey, I want to make an army of Supermans.
Except they all also have mind powers.
You act like Superman doesn't.
Superman's superpower is win.
I mean, Superman also has the power to spontaneously develop new superpowers whenever he wants. So
This
Yep.
is true.
He now has microwave rays.
ooh.
I think that
He
was
figured out
called
how to combine heat
Written
rays
by
and
Men.
X-rays. I'm not
by
even
men.
remotely kidding.
All
Good
right. Well, let's
superpower.
get back to the Kaprulu sector, where
All
things
right.
actually make a modicum of sense.
All right, so
Fuck you, DC.
DC, you're awesome. Sort of, most of the time. Wonder Woman was good.
Wonder Woman was good. Okay, so they.
Oh my god.
Thanks
we're
for
so
watching,
off the
everybody.
rail.
I'm just gonna kill this scream now. It's a mercy killing.
We're never getting back on track.
Today on Watching Comics in the Kaprulu sector.
Just.
All right,
It's kinder this way.
focus, people. Anyway, getting back on track. Discovering their plans to create an army of Sarah Kerrigans. Have decided that you probably strongly do need the last bit of information that you can get from the remaining member of Taskforce, the former Taskforce Echo, now Taskforce Renegade, that is not currently, as far as you know, under the captivity of Sons of Creation. And while Taskforce Whiskey is currently trying to set up a deal with the mysterious being known as the Broker to try and find information on how to make contact with the Sons of Creation and try and find out where they're going. The group of you have gone to Minehawk to try and recover Dr. Rihanna from the planet below. Upon landing and exiting the ship, you decided that the Protoss might not be a welcome sight there, so he has gone stealth and is going to try to stay that way until he finds out whether or not he's going to be safe.
Zerg is just not allowed off the ship.
Yeah, the Zerg is going to stay on the ship.
Well, fine. Fuck you too.
I mean, there's logical problems here.
I can stealth.
Not around me, you can't.
You were told to stay on this ship.
Yeah, I was.
Anyway,
And
but we landed in the town of Donsk, wasn't it?
no, Donsk was one of the areas you were going to.
Right.
You landed on one of the. You landed in one
Sorry,
of the
hang on.
only-
Thor is fighting in my backyard. Continue.
He
one
sounds
of the
wimpy.
one of the only major ports on the planet. Which I am forgetting the name of, if I ever gave you the name.
You gave us two towns, Jonesport and Donsk.
Okay.
Donsk was the
Donsk.
larger one, so that's where I told us we were headed.
Yeah, okay, so I did not give you the name for the port, so I'm going to say New Atlanta, we'll call it that.
Hey, that works.
New Atlanta? That's
Yeah.
funny.
I mean, there's already New Gettysburg is the thing.
Right. Mhm.
Core Hall.
Once the Terrans hit the Kaprulu sector, they were like, you know what? Let's just name shit that we recognize. Please tell me there's a new New York somewhere.
Probably.
Okay.
And residents just call it New, because that's funny.
But so you landed in New Atlanta, and upon getting off the ship, you were accosted by what appears to be the sheriff of the town, whose opening statement to you was, "Well, I hope one of you's got a good medic, because we sure could use one right about now." And that is where we left off.
Yes, I'm a trained medical professional.
Well, good. I'll forego you a docking fee if you can lend your services to us real quick.
That would be... Yes, I can, absolutely. What do you need? Where do you need it?
Well, perhaps it'd be easier to show you than tell you. I'm not a science type. He turns around. The group of individuals that has formed the brief posse that he gathered to inspect the newcomers. He gives them a sharp whistle and waves them off, and they all start to head out across the town to continue checking on things. All right, you'll be following me. I'll take you to the med bay.
Ava will absolutely immediately follow.
Are they going on foot?
Yeah. He's got a vulture bike, but he assumes that you don't have transportation, so he's letting it stay there for now. And going.
I am doing nothing to contradict that assumption.
So he turns on his heel and starts basically at a light jog. Starts running to one of the larger shanties that has been erected near the spaceport.
Okay. Ava will follow.
All right.
Koronix
doing
is
anything else?
giving a bit of a buffer, but staying cloaked and sticking close.
And she'll motion for, I guess, the muscle.
Yeah. I'm
Racist
coming.
Dirk.
He keeps most of his muscle between his ears.
Oh God.
I really want Dirk to headbutt
I mean, you
someone.
ain't wrong.
Anyway, when you get inside, you are greeted to the immediate sound of pained groans from multiple individuals who have been laid out across makeshift beds in what is a very makeshift hospital. There are nurses and nurses and surgeons running back and forth trying to do what they can to help people, but it looks like these are only, novice to moderately skilled individuals working with a highly advanced problem.
Okay. Do I see any evidence of the person we're looking for, the our medic?
Roll perception.
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
I
Nope.
will also roll
Me
because you never
too.
know.
Ava suddenly jabs herself in the eye with a needle, thinking it'd be a good idea.
That's a natural one.
No, Ava's
Um,
doing her best to look genuinely concerned and genuinely like she's a humanitarian. But she's not really sure how to look like a humanitarian and also look for people.
So it's like
whatever
that
it is,
scene
don't
in The
notice
Three
anything.
Amigos where they come into the bar.
So
Is that
Dirk,
the right movie?
you've been around medics before, especially military medics. You know they got a certain demeanor that they carry with them.
Mhm.
Because you don't know about the Dominion, but UED military medics are very much the kind of people who are like, all right, so what limb did you lose this time? And so these people look genuinely panicked and concerned about what's going on. whereas most military medics tend to keep a cool head in most situations. So
Right.
you're pretty certain that if you're looking for like a veteran medic, it's not one of these people.
Yeah. I ain't here.
Kornick's got a 26. Does he notice anything in addition?
Aside from that fact, you also notice that these individuals that are sick, there's something very wrong with them. You ever seen images of, like, to use a game allegory, have you seen in The Witcher, Geralt at high toxicity?
Mm-hmm.
Where his skin has gone pale and veins have gone black and there's sort of something is wrong look about them. All of these sick individuals are exhibiting those kinds of signs.
Kind of a full body blood poisoning sort of look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I make a lore check? See if I've ever heard or seen anything similar to this
That would
elsewhere?
actually be a science check.
Oh, science. Okay, that'll work.
So Ava will. I'll get right to work.
14.
This is unusual. It doesn't match
turning
any diseases that you've heard of.
Okay.
Turning to the other two. See what you can find. See if there's any. I should ask you. Where did this start? What did first symptom signs?
It's one of the medics turns to look at you. It started actually very rapidly. These are some of the early signs, she says, pointing to some of the individuals. Individuals began to fall ill immediately, went pale. There were no prior warning signs. They simply, this happened.
And you've cordoned off areas, traced patterns, pathogen, and types.
We've had almost no warning. This happened 2 days ago.
Ava does her best to look like a concerned humanitarian when some of that is said. And not an annoyed theorist.
Roll me science, by the way, Ava.
Okay. 26.
So...
Oh, I get to roll advantage if it's alien?
It's not, but 26
Okay.
is good. So... a disease that is this deadly and seems to have affected this many people in the span of 2 days implies a very strong infection vector.
Mm-hmm.
An infection vector that strong probably spreads very quickly and acts very quickly. You're not seeing anywhere near adequate enough sanitation implementation in these doctors, but none of them are sick.
All right. So real world Aaron knows this, but I'm assuming that Ava, given sci-fi information, would concur that means that it is unlikely to be transmitted between humans.
Something like that.
Okay. See if you can chart a common location these people were at, something like that. Just look around. Are there, who's in charge? Are there any leaders, other veterans?
One of the other medics is currently knee deep in a man losing his guts. So he sort of turns.
Oh, I was asking the guy that we came with primarily.
The sheriff. Okay,
yes. I'm not bothering the other medics about it.
Our best doctors are all up in Donsk and Joneport trying to run with the outbreaks that are happening there. We've just got the ones that were left on reserve, and this came out of nowhere.
Same pattern, different?
This is something completely different than what's happening in those two towns.
All right, I'll see what I can do. And I'm gonna just go and try and be a stupidly OP medic about this.
All right, roll me a medic check, medic.
Fuck. Wait, no, that doesn't. Can I even? I guess I can roll that low.
And when you roll a 5,
Really startling that I can actually roll a 16.
but as you get to work on these individuals, you're going at it with the usual methods for treating a disease. Immune system stimulation, antibiotics to prevent bacterial spread, treating the symptoms to help the body focus more on fighting the actual disease. What you're getting is zero effect.
Okay.
Can I see if I can help?
What would you like to do?
I did ask Dirk, and
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that Ava needs us to do. Should I?
well, I
roll
did
for
ask
something like
you
that?
to do something.
Did you? Because I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, no, Ava said to Dirk and Rachel, see what you can find out, look around, see if you can
Yeah.
find somewhere in common they've all been.
Oh, all right. Should
Yep.
we roll to interrogate the populace? Gently interrogate the populace.
I mean, yeah,
and
Dirk's just
I
gonna
don't
go
know if
around
I'm going to
and
have to
start
roll a
talking to people.
communication, but the implication that she was trying to bring across was find that lady that
What
we're
lady?
looking.
The woman we're looking for.
Dr. Rihanna.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
doesn't say that aloud.
can we go interrogate the populace until we find that lady or any trace of her, or perhaps where she's gone? May
Alright.
we roll investigation to
Or
look for
until
this?
we're out of living people.
All right.
No, Dirk.
I
Not on the
didn't
first
say
go
we
round.
I did not say we would kill them. I'm just saying, at some point, with these people all being in the condition they're in, we're gonna run out of living people to interrogate.
So we
because
go
we
around
won't
the town,
interrogate
ask
all of them.
everybody, and then move on down to the graveyard and go from there. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Lord. All right. May we roll for that?
All right. Yes, you can roll influence to try and get
Oh,
some.
oh,
influence.
Oh, good. This
Here
is
we-
gonna
yeah.
go well.
Here we go.
Yes, we are clearly the investigative duo of this group.
I can't even type in the correct box. There we go.
7.
Go Dirk.
A 9.
We both rolled 5s.
We don't find shit.
So what the
We
two of
found
you?
the-
I have
Balloon.
I have a feeling what happens is you guys go, all right, we need to ask people, and you immediately turn to each other and say, have you seen her?
For the record, that is 3 5s from us, all of us combined in a row.
So
Hey, have you seen her? No, have you? No, I guess we're done.
what you end up doing? You end up just trying to like grab people and try and ask them if they've seen someone, but like you directly
I forget the description of the person we're looking for.
And
you,
I get mad and try to correct him repeatedly.
you directly ask someone, have you seen the really good doctor? And they're like,
No, she's a shit doctor.
You're
Yes,
standing in the middle of a hospital.
I fully support this.
Oh, I thought we went outside.
but like no, like they're like, you just came from the hospital.
Yeah.
No. I meant the other really good doctor, the one that was there but ain't there no more. Or maybe she
The
was
other-
there before. Maybe I don't know. Rachel, was she supposed to be there before, or was she,
I thought she went missing and we were tasked to find her.
Well, moving
have you
between.
seen have you seen the good doctor that you haven't seen before?
We're the Keystone Cops, guys.
Well, moving between different patients, just trying to. Honestly, her next strategy is probably going to be to try and do the damn diffusion mapping that these people apparently didn't do. Oh. She'll
What
say under
assholes.
her breath, hoping it'll be noticed. Cornix, thoughts on if it's here or if we should move on?
Ava, roll me science to do that diffusion mapping.
Cool.
I'm imagining we come back like 5 minutes later. Yeah, I don't think she's here.
No,
Ain't nobody
Rachel,
seen her.
29, because fuck you, I have a plus 10.
please let Rachel get smarter about this and go do like an investigation.
Yeah, you can absolutely. If you decide you want to do something other than ask people, let me know what you're doing.
Korlash is playing ping pong on the ship with Osvald. I don't know where we found the ping pong set, but we are playing.
Ava,
Don't question it, it's
based
spies thing.
based on the reports that you've got from the other doctors on where these people came from and what they had been doing, there's no natural diffusion pattern. Like, all these individuals were from different locations when they contracted this.
Okay, so I'm assuming I have to. I'm struggling with the. I know things I shouldn't assume Ava knows.
Roll me intelligence, just straight intelligence.
Okay. For like 24.
So the way this, whatever it is interacting with these individuals, it doesn't strike you like a disease as much as a poison.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was suspecting. Given where they are, the onset of symptoms, could I make inferences about how they were poisoned, if it was likely food-based or injections, time period that would correspond with a lot of people eating, like to an hour after breakfast,
Roll me
and then use the outliers to
roll me a perception check.
Perception for me?
Yeah.
Cool. And I don't know if I or Koronix has to roll that for the other thing.
What are you trying to do, Cornix?
Well, I said something to Koronix.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Koronix is going to make a quick roll here.
She's still just trying to interview people. She's not.
You don't see any major, like, looking over the people that are injured, you don't see any major, like, injection sites or anything obvious that indicates a location where they might have been poisoned from.
Okay.
I would like to ask someone in town if they know where the doctor lives or lived, and then go to that place.
So the instant you start giving an accurate description of the doctor and like the actual name, they kind of lock.
I wouldn't say her name.
Well, the instant you start giving a good description of her, they kind of lock up the conversation and start going away.
All right, I'm going out into town.
All right,
Koronix.
where are we going?
I'm not taking you, asshole.
I'm going with you, so you gotta.
I want to.
We were both
I want to
supposed
see.
to go find her.
I want to see Rachel try and make a stealth check in that armor and get away from Dirk.
I'm not gonna go in the armor.
Really?
We were
you
supposed
actually
to find
actually
her,
get out of that
so.
stuff voluntarily?
Yeah, nothing's on fire anymore, is it?
Not
At the moment, because you're not in the armor.
I love that. Like Rachel decides to leave without the armor, and it's at that point that the Zerg attack. And it's like,
Fine,
oh,
I'll go in the armor
damn,
and
no
I'll make
armor.
a stealth check.
No, you don't have to
You do
make a
what you
stealth
want.
check.
We're joking.
A
So
10! Dirk, make a perception check.
Ka-choom.
If you manage to sneak away from me in armor because of my goddamn dice curse, I swear to God.
I'm gonna laugh so hard.
wait to see how this turns out.
Me neither.
Dirk gets distracted by somebody selling goat on a stick.
For those at home, I rolled a with a +3 to give me a 6 after Rachel rolled
Isn't
a 10.
there a...
Give her a 10.
It's hard to lose someone in firebat armor, but you have no idea where Rachel went.
Letting go down a stick? Well, I might just have some. Ooh.
I go. You hear the clump, 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 clump of power armor coming back into the hospital.
Ava, I lost Rachel.
Yeah, I mean, don't
Go
steal
say
my
it.
lines.
Sorry, go say it.
Doc,
Yes?
I kind of. Rachel's missing.
Well, let's see if she gets poisoned and we can figure out who's been poisoning people.
Oh my god!
Ava just says that while poring over documents, probably
I have
treating
been nothing
someone.
but ignorant of you since I came aboard. Damn.
Seriously, just help me figure out who's poisoning people. We can go after her later.
I
I'm
mean,
sure she
so-
just wanted to
so
go to a bar.
She's
and-
not technically
Rolling it
a
back
member
about
of Taskforce
5
Echo,
minutes.
so
Okay. Oh yes.
Rolling
Sorry.
it back about 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
So
so
what did
Cornix.
what did Ava ask Kornix initially?
It seems likely that she's not here. She's probably in Jamestown. What do you want to do? Should we move on?
Kornix's response will come back. There is no need to speak aloud, Ava Sweet. If you wish for our true objective here to remain under wraps, I believe that proceeding to one of the outbreak centers would be more tactically advantageous for our initial objective. In your professional analysis, do the personnel here require your presence, or will they function adequately if you were located elsewhere?
William, I don't think I need to roll for that.
Sorry, I
do
was
I?
looking at notes. What was that?
Basically, is the medical staff at this hospital going to function at an extremely improved rate with Ava's help, or are they pretty much doing all they can and it's just going to be a matter of time?
With your knowledge, you could conceivably help combat this, but you're like your work would mostly be helping them form some kind of antitoxin.
Then Ava's response. Okay, lore question.
Mhm.
Do psychic responses have to be truthful?
No. If you can lie in your head, you can lie over psychic communication.
Okay. They're undersupplied, but I suspect that's the default for this planet. Honestly, my help isn't going to have much of an impact.
Very well. I believe Donsk was our primary objective then. We will contact the rest of the task force and proceed that direction.
So,
The medic who apparently took no Hippocratic oath.
of course
We're
not.
like
I'm Hobbesian.
Hippocraticos.
No, I didn't take a Hippocratic. I may have taken the Hippocratic Oath, but I didn't take it to be a military doctor.
But I didn't
This is the
mean it.
Terran military.
I just had my fingers crossed behind my back.
Ava sees that more as the Hippocratic guideline.
It is the Hippocratic, we have really dumb philosophy that Ava knows better than.
Hippocrates didn't know shit.
Actually, Hippocrates didn't know shit. He was kind of dumb and awful. But that's not the point. Actually, who knows if she even really knows who Hippocrates was? Um, in that case, Ava's gonna. Which location did Nick say?
Donsk.
Donsk. Ava's gonna see if she can find any patients that plausibly moved through Donsk without just like asking people where they came from, if they've come through different cities, stuff like that.
Roll influence.
Influence. I get an extra die for that.
Yes, because you're subversive. And none of these people are Umojan.
Yeah, no, I noticed where they are. I just need to figure out what die I get.
It's a D6,
because
I believe.
Cody's not here to tell me.
I believe it's a D6.
Okay. $28. The D6 is included there.
Okay. Some of them came through Donsk, came here from Donsk, but you know they didn't get poisoned until after they were here.
Right. So. Oh, Yeah. Then Ava's going to sort of continue for a little bit on the diffusion mapping and imply to a few people that she thinks she might know where this is going next. That if it's suddenly on set here, it could be something traveling.
All right.
It's not like saying specifically, but implying that that's the angle she's going at.
All right. It's not hard to convince these people. They're pretty panicked. They're not even going to ask for a roll on that one. Rachel.
Yes.
What are you up to?
And I'm also going to tell Dirk to go find Rachel. We actually do need her.
I
am I'm looking around at the houses, and I've tried to determine what sort of people might live there by the manner in which the houses are decorated, the size, that sort of thing. And just trying to find some place that either A, resembles what I think a doctor would live in, or B, looks like some sort of house of government.
All right, roll me perception.
$14.
All right. As you're looking around, you notice a weird, like, strange, kind of acrid smell in the air as you're walking around. And as you, like, take a second to try and figure out what it is, you feel this burning sensation moving through your body. I need you to roll me a Constitution check. Actually, that'll be endurance, the endurance skill.
Ha! 7.
Good God.
1 second.
And I die immediately.
Our dice this week.
No flesh golem for you, just death.
Your armor has elemental and protection, radiation, shielding. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still in the armor because Dirk was stupid enough not to notice as I left.
You'll notice none of those are poison scrubbers.
Nope.
Nope.
Environmental features. Hazards, poison.
Oh, geez, I didn't mean for that to actually happen. That was Ava's
Screw
form
you,
of
Ava.
joking.
See what happens when you. Oh god.
You take 72 points of poison damage.
All right.
Ow.
Sorry, correction. I need to 96.
Okay, I'm unconscious.
So in the street, as Rachel inhales this strange sensation, this burning feeling wells up through her body. Her skin goes pale as her veins darken from this poison coursing through her body, and she falls unconscious in the fire bat suit, which stays standing, but now there's a limp and unconscious Rachel inside of it.
Meanwhile, clunk, 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 clunk.
Oh Jesus, this is gonna be.
Please tell me you were actually in a main thoroughfare.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was walking towards what looked like a house of government.
Dirk,
Well,
roll me survival.
Survival.
That's one way of keeping your angry voters away.
Yeah. I didn't say she found it. I just said that's where she was looking for.
Oh, wait, that. Add 3 to that, so 17.
Yeah, you find her pretty easily, and you also find her in this state.
So I see the armor coming up from behind, just standing there. There you are. God, you are sneaky in that thing. I don't even know how that's possible.
And then you round the shoulder of the armor, and you see her face.
Oh. Tap, 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 tap.
Here's unresponsive.
Napping in there?
Come on, don't be that dumb.
I'm pretty sure those helmets are hard to see through.
Oh,
Did you have your helmet on, Rachel?
no, probably not.
So yeah, you see her face
Okay.
like completely pale and death-like, basically.
Oh, fuck nuggets. Alright. Hit the communicator. Hey, Doc? You know how you were saying maybe she'll get poisoned?
Oh,
Well,
don't tell
I
me.
wish. She don't look good.
Okay, just can you bring her back, or is she stuck?
I mean, she's in her armor. I can. It's going to be a long drag, but I can do it. Hold
Can
on.
you get her out of the armor?
I mean, yeah.
Well, then
I
just get her out of the armor. We'll figure out the armor second.
All right, for the doctor.
I'm not going to be able to operate on someone who's inside of their fire bat suit.
Hey, you better not go anywhere near that with the scalpel.
I'm pretty sure a scalpel can't do very much to
It could
I
that.
was gonna say, if by scalpel you mean rip blade, maybe,
Yeah.
but
All right, I will temporarily divest Rachel of her armor and bring her back, and think to come, and then I will come right back for the fire bat armor.
Okay.
All right, I'm assuming you leave your marine armor near the location and just go back to getting the fire bat suit and walk it back.
Sure, that'll work.
Because that seems like, I don't know, that's a logical solution. Does Dirk go for the logical solution, or does Dirk just literally haul the fire bat suit?
I mean, I'm out here. I ain't poisoned, and I'm in this suit, and she was poisoned, and she was in that suit. So to him, the logical thing would be get her out of that suit, not get in it, because then he'll get poisoned. There's
Sure.
logic there.
Sure, yeah, that's a
That
logic
is
you
a
take.
really smart move for Dirk.
All right, so you go with that train of thought, and you, in your significantly smaller marine combat armor, start lugging the fire bat armor. Servos are kind of whining, but they're strong enough. You're starting.
I
to
just said to take her out of the armor
No,
and
she's out
bring her.
first and bring her back, and then I go for the I assume that was what you were talking.
Yeah.
She's coming
Yeah.
back out of the armor.
Okay.
Okay, so given his update on the situation, Cornix is going to meet Dirk back at the Kundalar, because I assume that's where we're taking Rachel. Yeah.
I
Yes.
just took her back to the hospital, but
Oh, to the hospital?
if we
Okay,
take
well,
her further-
Ava would have actually probably remembered halfway through. Oh, to clarify, not to the horribly unhygienic thing they call a hospital, to the ship with a med bay.
Oh, yep, can do.
And then Cornix is going to ask Dirk for a detailed description of what the situation was like when he found Rachel.
All right. Yeah.
Understood. I will follow you to retrieve her armor and investigate the area to see if we can determine exactly what environmental aspects may have been responsible for the increased levels of toxicity that Rachel Harmon is now exhibiting.
I'm
Basically, I'm going to go do an investigation science shit thing.
not
Alright.
sure if it'll be something your physiology is vulnerable to, but be aware they are being poisoned.
Thank you, Eversweet. I will bear this in mind.
So, given that I am reasonably, though I doubt she ever submitted to an actual physical, familiar with the state that Rachel was in health-wise, I'm going to try and do another check for potential entryways if it's particularly swollen.
Roll science.
You know,
Whether it's cutaneous or respiratory or whatever.
does she have a little pinprick? Did someone use an umbrella? 30, so that's 40.
An umbrella.
So,
Umbrellas are the most awesome poison delivery in fantasy.
Just test penguin.
so
Yes, they are.
Goddamn Cobblepot.
as you're looking her over, you notice there's most of the poison seems to be venous, like intravenous, and it seems to be running through her bloodstream. You also, however, you do notice a concentration of whatever this compound is around her nostrils and mouth, which implies that it is, fun fact, new thing that we discovered about science, your lungs make blood. It looks like it was inhaled, and then after being inhaled, passes through the lungs into the bloodstream.
Yay for not having to breathe.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I feel justified in not switching suits now.
Yeah.
Dirk did a
So,
smart thing.
Blind pigs and
this
acorns.
seems
yeah.
like something that the standard combat armor's air filtration would catch when.
In most situations, yes. This implies that this is a very specifically designed poison.
Okay. Hey, remember that mustard gas from the Wonder Woman movie?
Only
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
that mustard gas destroyed gas masks rather than simply slipping past them.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Ava will update Dirk on. Just so you know, this seems to be a targeted anti-filtration system poison, but it is respiratory, so I best guess that Cornix will not be impacted. And Ava's gonna just continue trying to. Yeah, I'll probably just go about trying to synthesize an antidote. That seems like the most convenient way to deal with the situation.
I look
Well, we-
over at Cornix in complete confusion over those number of SAT level words.
So you look over at an empty space of air and do what now?
I mean, I know that you're there, so I'm looking at a random spot of space. I'm probably not even looking at you, but I know that you're here somewhere, and you will assume, and he imagines
Yes.
you will assume.
Dirk is looking up because Cornix is tall, and just sort of over.
Yes,
Like-
Dirk Garrick. Ava Sweet will be creating a cure. And since you generally get sick by breathing air, and I do not breathe air, I am probably safe.
Ah, okay. Why didn't she just say that?
She tried.
See, too much education can be bad for you.
Oh yeah.
That is categorically false, but I appreciate your philosophies. So, would it be a science check to go see if I can figure out some sort of point of origin for Rachel's
It would actually be perception.
perception?
Using whatever the ship has and all the different stuff I have on me, I'm gonna try and synthesize a sample antidote.
Roll me medicine.
And I'll probably be testing this on one of the villagers.
26.
14! Why is medicine so low for me? I can't roll above a fucking 10 with my actual medicine.
So the first cure that you synthesize does not seem to have an effect.
Okay. I'll keep on trying.
Is Ava synthesizing
coordinate.
medicine on the ship or in the hospital?
On the ship.
She's
Okay.
probably using the ship's resources and
Did I had to step away to take care of child? Did somebody get sick?
yes.
Yeah, Rachel's unconscious.
Oh,
Rachel got herself poisoned.
that's lovely.
Koronix has a 26 on his perception to see if what he can find about the toxin origin.
So the ground is relatively wet. It's rained recently, and the ground is soft right now.
Mhm.
Almost directly adjacent to where Rachel was standing, there was a very, very light imprint of a footprint.
Let's see if we can track that sucker.
So if
Cool,
Ava
survival.
is doing stuff on the ship, then Korlash would come around the corner.
What is Ava Sweet doing?
People got poisoned. It's not actually necessarily mission relevant, but hopefully it will also draw our target to this location.
That's a 12.
Poison.
On
you
survival.
say?
It's hard to track these footsteps. Like,
Is
even in
this
the
the-
rain, this individual only leaves very light footsteps. So you lose track of the trail probably a couple dozen feet away from where Rachel is at.
Are
That
Terrans
seems
not capable?
to be the case. Something fast acting
Are Terrans
has
not
observed
capable?
them.
Are Terrans not capable of recovering from poison on their own?
Actually, yes, they are. However, the fascinating thing about Terrans is every time we manage to overcome something, either through our own systems or through our technology, the immediate response is, how do I make it so that that doesn't work? Most commonly used poisons that would be employed by Terrans against other Terrans, and I assume for other races as well, are designed to be things that are challenging for our immune systems. And Ava will go on and on about this while she continues to try and
Yay, the escalation of toxicology. Woo!
When we said, hey, the guy doesn't get better if I use this poison.
This seems very complicated. Why not simply rip out throat instead of poisoning?
good question. Ask Stefan next time you see him.
I feel the next time I see Stefan, I will be able to prove why he is not pack leader worthy.
And,
I will-
William, was there any sort of residue or remains of the toxin evident in the area?
Roll me another perception.
Yes, in this case, the Terrans are taking care of their own leadership issue, I suspect.
23.
You find just the faintest hint
Oh.
of some kind of small, like, purplish, powdery residue on the ground.
I am going to try and get a sample of that and bring it back to the Akundalar.
All right.
I'm mostly just standing guard while Koronix does his thing.
All right. So, Cornix, you bring that sample back to the Akundalar.
Dirk, I have found something. If you are ready to transport her armor, we can return to the ship.
Yep.
Excellent. Dragging sound. He's got this empty armor and a fireman's carry.
It's easier than you would expect because the ground is soft, so you're basically dragging through mud as opposed to
okay.
solid dirt.
It's gonna need to be hosed down once we get it back, but it'll be good.
Excellent.
I'll probably flush for any of that toxin stuff too.
Very wise.
Thank you. I like to think I am.
Can I try another cure or no?
Once Cornix brings you the potential the potential poison, I would like you to roll a science check
Okay.
if you want to examine it.
12.
You have advantage on this one.
Oh. Yay, alien things! I think it's alien because Koronix touched it. 12. 22.
So this is built off of a complex mixture of various different things. Not the least of which is a small amount of Zerg biomatter. This powder, when crushed and applied with a lot of friction, or any very fast high transfer heat, very quickly oxidizes. Or I'm forgetting, sublimates. Sorry, the term for going from solid to gas.
Mm-hmm.
Very quickly sublimates and becomes a very dangerous inhaled toxin.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the structure of it, you can probably have a little bit of a better time synthesizing a cure. I'm going to give you an extra +10 on your next medicine check, which you can make now.
Yay! Do I get advantage on the medicine check knowing it's alien?
Now that you know that the poison is alien, yes.
Oh, thank God! So that's a 39 with the extra 10?
There you go.
Uh-huh.
You are able to synthesize a cure. However, it's not going to be immediate. It's not going to be anywhere near as fast acting as the poison itself is.
Mm-hmm.
So once you've administered it, the person will need to rest off the poison damage.
Okay.
You also gain a bit of insight from your work with this cure. This poison is not lethal. It's painful and debilitating and will leave someone potentially bedridden, but barring outside circumstances like them catching another disease while they're poisoned and being unable to fight it, it won't kill them by itself.
I think I know why this poison's here. Ava says it exactly like that.
One would
your
assume
research
to
has given
render
results.
parents dead.
Yes, and okay, so very truncatedly, it's the poison itself is non-lethal, it's highly complex, it essentially sublimates to become that's not really important right now. The point is that while it is debilitating and painful and very noticeable, it's not lethal. So the kind of attack this is not like a extermination or a attempt at control. Potentially, it could be someone trying to bring a drug to market by creating demand, but I suspect that this drug is here to draw out our target.
Fascinating. So your conclusions are that there is no attempt at annihilation or genocide, more of a crafted disaster in order to attract the right sort of attention.
Well, that doesn't preclude genocide, but it preempts genocide with the I want to get this person here. If everyone died off, she might not come because they're all dead already.
Is the coward's way of hunting, is what you say.
The smart way of hunting. Sorry, I switched characters back to Stefan for a second.
I ripped Stefan's throat
is running
out.
through Ava's head like a little Stefan bubble.
Yeah. Korinix doesn't say anything for a moment because he's starting to look at Korlash, who has expressed a decidedly non-pragmatic viewpoint, which is odd for a Zerg, but okay.
It's not non-pragmatic for Zerg's perspective because we have to eat our kill to get essence.
Yeah,
if we kill it,
way easier to eat something incapacitated.
If we poison them to death, then we don't get essence. So.
Well, that's not strictly true because typically a Zerg is immune to its own poison.
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
Meanwhile,
regardless,
does the Zerg biomatter make me think this was something potentially synthesized in a Zerg, or
No, you suspect any amount of Zerg tissue is highly toxic.
yeah?
This is actually more toxic than standard Zerg poisoning.
Okay.
Like, this brings them closer to the edge of death than a typical small dose of Zerg poisoning would be.
Right.
Like, the Zerg was used as part of, like, if you imagine alloys for metals, it's sort of the same idea for poisons.
Speaking of which, given the specific nature of this poison, anyone we encounter incapacitated by it, Fang, she would get this right. Korlash, I would recommend not consuming, as the toxicity has a high chance of affecting you as well. And I don't think you want to be unconscious when you eat things. She's not entirely sure, but it's a decent guess.
I do
Great.
not
And
hunger currently.
Can somebody remind me, where are Shauna and Richter right about now?
They're in orbit on a battle cruiser.
That's right. They were staying in orbit. Yep. Okay. Well, now that we have at least a rough concept of what we are up against, Ava Sweet, how long until Rachel Harmon is going to be functional again?
She needs to rest. I give her at least a day.
You assume that she was functional to begin with.
However, I think there's a more pressing question. I have synthesized an antidote. Should I provide that antidote to the people of this area and potentially paint a target on us, or should we conceal the antidote?
Would antidote, in addition to drawing out enemies, would it not also draw out the doctor? Surely one who is devoted to healing would come to find the cure as much as the assassins would come to find her.
As you say,
I have
Ava
no
Sweet,
idea what
this,
impact it would have on her behavior.
This toxin is not lethal in and of itself. Therefore, I would suggest that we do indeed provide the cure to the Terran population of Meinhof, but after we have found Dr. Rayana.
Understood.
Meanwhile, Dirk is in the
And
hangar
she probably would have
whistling as
pulled
he-
Korlash and Korinix away from the Terrans to have that conversation.
Oh, that's easy. Like I say,
Yeah.
he's hanging out in the hangar section, whistling as he hoses down the fire bat
Yeah.
armor.
Ava will provide parameters for decontamination, and if she needs to use the med bay for it, she will.
Then where would we begin our search, Korinix?
We shall proceed according to our initial impulse, which was to transmit ourselves to Donsk.
I was
will
thinking,
Yes.
especially if we are initially not going to provide the cure, could we potentially inquire as to other doctors and get information about her that way.
That would
We
likely be
could-
wise.
Well, we're now down to one person who can essentially pass here. I could ask if there are any doctors they know of that might be helpful in this outbreak and more experienced, and send my muscle to go and retrieve them.
Very well.
Do we not need to get to the other city first?
I believe
no,
what
thanks.
Ava Sweet is trying to communicate is that individuals here may be able to give us better clues as to which of the two outbreak centers would be most likely to house Dr. Aya.
Also, keep in mind that they likely will protect her if it's done with essentially letter of introduction. She is more likely to be findable. Findable. I don't think that's actually a word.
Able to be located?
Locatable.
Locatable's not a word either.
Absolutely a word.
Discoverable,
The
however,
question is
is.
whether or not it's a word the really posh person would use.
It's
I
not
do
a
not
word
know
at all.
what these problems
So...
you have with the words
So-
are, Ava Sweet.
Locatable is actually a word.
Yes.
Haha.
Well, forget that.
Very well. If you would like to return to the hospital for your inquiries, we shall await your responses.
So Ava's
And-
gonna go try and do what she lined out.
And Cornix is going to go tell Oswald to get the car ready.
The car.
Asking specifically, probably asking the sheriff guy if he's still around.
He's not hard to find. He's running all around town trying to keep things going.
I was working on some possibilities. I think I have promising information, though a cure is still a ways off. I wanted to ask if there were any other, with the greatest respect to those working here, highly trained professionals who might be able to assist. Work a lot better with someone to bounce things off of.
I'm gonna need to roll an influence because he's a little reticent.
Yeah. Come on, I have an extra 1d6 on this. Okay,
Hey yo!
42?
Nice.
No, you rolled a 9. It's only green because you rolled a 6 on the d6. You rolled a 19 on the
Oh.
d20.
Oh,
I can do math.
Still,
32.
32 is a lot. Yeah, still 32 is a lot. Well, do need her right now. Our best doctor is in Donsk right now, dealing with some kind of infection that's broken out. If word gets to her about what's going down here, I suspect she'll be on her way soon.
Could we send a messenger? I have people to spare if your community can't spare anyone.
We got messengers running back and forth all the time. I think one of them will actually be getting there with an update on what's happened here. Probably an hour ago, actually.
Any way I can contact her, find out if she will be coming?
If I know the good doctor, she's on her way.
That's good to know. Thank you. I should get back. There's still a lot of sick people. If you need me, of course, just ask.
All right. Best of luck.
Oh, I am embracing my emotion right now.
All right. So, about a couple of hours later, a convoy bolts into town, like 6 vulture bikes and a pair of trucks. And a cavalcade of individuals pour out of them, bearing supplies, food, water. Individuals in various different outfits come running out, and a handful of them rush into the hospital.
Ava will be looking around for the new doctors.
Yeah,
And
Cornix is back.
clearly, like, looking for someone experienced.
We have, like, a personnel photo of Rihanna, right?
Oh yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
But right now she's just trying to project the looking for. I was told that someone experienced would be coming.
So, there's one individual in the group who immediately knows what they're doing. She, as soon as she enters the hospital and sees what's going on, she stops what she's doing and her eyes focus. She looks around, and seems to be thinking for a second. This individual is very pale, very almost ashen white skin. Her hair is a sort of raven black, and it rests very shoulder length. As she looks around, her eyes are similarly about as dark as her hair. As she looks around, she doesn't say a word to anyone else except she walks over to one doctor, pulls a combination of chemicals out of her belt, hands it to him. Synthesize this, distribute it among the patients. She turns and walks out of the door and walks to the center square of town.
I'm gonna try and think to Koronix. I think we found her, and give information of where she is. Though I have no idea if he's actually paying attention or can hear me.
I can always hear you.
Okay.
So glad I got poisoned trying to find this woman who wasn't even here.
Oh, by the way, you're still out, Rachel.
I know. I'm just having commentary.
That's good.
As soon as he gets that,
I'm eating pudding in my dreams.
As soon as he gets that notification from Ava, he'll respond, "Yes, I will attend her immediately. Follow when you have opportunity." And he's just gonna
may be expecting enemies.
Yeah, and he's just gonna shadow this individual out into the open air and wait to see what happens.
So she walks into the center of town and just kind of stands there, arms at her side. She's got this look of a human being. Of you've seen it on a few Terrans before. You've heard it in clear my throat.
What is this throat clearing nonsense?
You've heard it in tales from Protoss scholars of several Terrans, especially in stories about Jim Raynor, this idea of this infallible human determination in the face of absolute death.
Mm-hmm.
And you're fairly certain this is the look you're seeing on her right now, as she steps into the center of town and just looks straight forward. I know you're here, Lawson. Show yourself. There's a shimmering in the air, in almost 10 feet in front of her, as an individual drops cloaking. This highly advanced ghost suit, decked in metal augmentations with piercing red eyes, as they stand, arms folded in front of this medic. There's a pistol on their side and a kukri knife, and a long rifle slung over their shoulder. It's been a long time, Doctor.
I shoot him with a disintegration rod.
I would like you to roll.
Come on, I could have heard a little more of that.
Oh, I know how cloaky showboat people work. We are not having this.
Is that the name
24
of
to
a
hit.
boat you own?
It's been a long time.
Showboat.
Energy damage, unstoppable, penetration 20. Eat it, ghost boy.
All right.
Fuck!
As it goes through the building and civilians behind him, too.
This guy's got armor.
No, he doesn't.
That's what I was going to say. Not with penetration 20 and unstoppable, he doesn't.
What'd you roll to hit?
24. Max overage of 4.
You unleash with the disintegration rod,
Mm-hmm.
and in a perfect economy of motion, the shoulder shifts, and the
Damn.
disintegration ray flows over them.
Okay.
You're gonna need to roll
This, for the
initiative.
record, is why Koronix was made second in command.
I mean, I'm not there. I'm playing ping pong back in the ship, so.
I'm
gonna-
still whistling and hosing off and flushing
Oh
out.
yeah, that's
off.
right. Cornix is all by
Fun about it.
himself.
I'm unconscious.
Follow eventually.
And I can attack without breaking cloaking.
Yeah, but
so,
he's psychic.
yeah. All right.
Something tells me he's gonna know where you are, though.
He's welcome to try, but he is not a chosen of the Twilight, so he probably doesn't.
God, that's a terrible name. He doesn't mean I'm a chosen of the Twilight.
Are you
Hey,
a
that's
chosen of the
That's
Twilight?
a Shakuris thing. What's initiative again? Jesus. D20 plus instinct.
D20 plus your
Yes.
initiative modifier.
Plus your instinct.
Instinct
Oh,
or
my
tactics, whichever is
I've got
higher.
an initiative modifier. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, instinct or tactics, whichever is higher.
Right. All right. And boop. 12. I have a shit initiative.
Initiative mod. Okay. All right, Ava, are you getting in on this combat?
I'm not there yet. I was gonna break off in a few minutes.
All right.
So
Well, you're about to find combat happening, so I'll
okay.
leave you off to the side for when you do decide to join in. All right. How does your Chosen of Twilight work?
Basically, I can perform spotter and detector actions without any special equipment, as long as something is within 6 squares of me, and I've got perfect vision in darkness out to 15 squares.
All right.
It's like 4 in the afternoon.
Yes, it's true.
No, it's 9 in the afternoon, and her eyes are the size of a moon, and you do what you can because you do. That line was always weird.
Please tell me that's an Owl City
No,
song,
Panic at the Disco.
'cause okay, Panic.
Panic at the Disco.
Close enough.
It
Close
was
enough.
I
in
was gonna
Rock
say-
Band.
Almost
Yeah.
as bad.
Panic at the
All right,
Disco's not
What's wrong with
bad.
Owl City?
That
man? I
song
like
is just
it.
particularly weird.
What's the
I like Owl City.
what's the
Lots of
DC
people
on what's the DC on reading
It was
through
in
your
Rock Band, and I could play it
Thought
on
blocking?
medium.
Thought blocking. Well, I'm not thought blocking currently.
Oh, then
Um,
it just knows where you're at then.
he probably can pick me up. Yeah.
For a date at 6 o'clock.
So he's just going
I
to
don't know if that gives. He's still rolling at a. Since I'm cloaked, he's still rolling at a +10 though.
Yeah.
Or minus 10 for him.
Do up. Bo up, do up. Do up.
I just want to ask, how do you get only
do
1,000 hugs from 10,000 lightning bugs?
Because
That's
some
all
of
I
them
wanna
are
know.
because some of them are snobby.
Because only 1,000
Some of them have
lightning
jobs,
bugs
man.
give you
I
hugs.
was gonna say because it requires many, many lightning bugs to comprise a single hug.
The
Yeah,
most
that's a little creepy.
bullshitty song.
No. Some of those lightning bugs got things to do, okay? They can't be half-assed giving you hugs all the time. You're grown up. Hug your own damn self.
Lightning bugs got a lightning
Grateful for what you
bug.
get.
Oh dear God. This is why we need to not have downtime in our
Evil.
games, because shit like this is what happens.
I'm unconscious. I would be doing this anyway.
It's true.
Yeah, this is what happens when only one member of the party is actually doing something and all of us are being assholes and not letting him do it.
That song
Oh,
is the
this
worst.
is
I'm
what
just waiting to
Rachel's
get. I'm
thinking
just
while
waiting to
she's
get shot by a
unconscious.
ghost.
Song is the worst fucking evidence of word salad put to music since the Akana pop song.
Maybe that's why I like it so much.
Look at this photograph. Every time
Just
I
shut the
do
fuck
it
up,
makes me
sir.
laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell was on Joey's head?
If it was the Proto or the Zerg version, it would then be like,
This
Joey
is where
has
I
no
grew
head
up.
because I ate it.
I think the present owners fixed it up.
Head has much
Yes,
essence.
no, it's definitely
Doesn't sound better in Korlash's voice.
We
Owl City
will
definitely
rock you.
prioritizes imagery over sense.
Phoenix is getting shot.
Alright.
Cornix, what's your
Yes.
defense?
My defense is 19.
This hits you.
Okay.
Your shields, specifically, take 54 points of damage.
All right. I've got with the revamps. I've got 5 shield armor now.
This ignores your shield armor.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
as an aside, Kat is apparently going to be making ringtones of me doing weird shit. So, just for you, Kat.
Ring, ring, motherfucker, pick up your phone.
See, I think at some point
Let them
Korlash
play
and
the
Tome
game!
need to do a duet.
Come on. Or
And-
Cornix got shot.
Okay. So yes, you said 54 points of damage to the shields.
Yes.
All right. That burns through the shields, and that's 14 left.
You
over.
you take no damage.
Oh, I take no damage. Okay. Yeah. Oh, is it
Because-
like an EMP kind of thing?
As he turns and slings the rifle out from around his shoulder, he fires, and an EMP canister detonates at your feet.
Okay.
And then immediately follows it up with a pistol shot.
Okay.
It's gonna be. What did you say your defense was?
19.
17? 19? Okay.
19.
You take 20 damage.
Okay. Mm, hang on a second. Oh, this is a new token. That's why. Boop. Okay. Awesome.
So it's Brianna's turn. She sees him fire off in a different direction, looks in that direction, stops and thinks for a second.
And he did take minus 10 to all of his attacks, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Damn, this guy is good.
Yeah. Stops, looks, thinks for a second. No, this needs to not be happening. This needs to not. We need to stop this. And she rushes forward to the ghost. And let me see what chemicals she has. Okay. Roll these. Okay. She pulls a chemical syringe off of her belt and rushes forward, attempting to thrust it into the exposed the skin suit that's underneath all the armor that this ghost has. And his hand just kind of reflexively reaches up and knocks her aside while he's keeping his eyes trained directly on the location you're standing in, Koronix. It's your turn.
Okay. We are doing heavy strike charge. Boop, which will put us right there.
I'm using your spear, so you got reach.
God damn it.
Oh,
Natural one.
Natural one.
the dice really do hate us today.
They really
I
do.
mean, you have a plus 20 to your attack roll, but
Right, but it's still a natural one.
So you rush forward from stealth, your spear leveled, and almost as if he can see directly through your cloaking, as the spear rushes towards his chest, his foot shoots upward in sort of a high kick, and it catches the staff of the spear and sends it upwards out of his range. Out of his range.
And then he kicks you in the balls.
I don't have balls.
He kicks you where they would be.
Yeah, I don't care. It's literally no different than the rest of my physiology.
Well, fine.
And let's see.
Anything else you can do?
There's one other thing I can do, I think. Let me check and see. How long is long range?
A long way.
Okay, basically any of my allies in long range basically hear Koronix say, "We have found the enemy. He is located in the center of town and is attacking the doctor."
That will reach Ava, but it won't reach anybody who's on the ship.
Okay.
For a second there, I just instinctually, we have found the enemy, and he is us.
Yep, that's where I went.
meanwhile on the ship. Ting, 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 ting.
Are you guys still smacking that live grenade back and forth?
Ping pong. We're playing ping pong, not handball. Live grenades are for handball. Bullets are for ping pong.
So,
Right.
Ava,
Yep.
you definitely get that message.
Dirk, center of town, probably bring your armor.
That comes over the communicator.
I-
Ting, ting.
Kung, 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 kung,
All right,
kung.
is that your turn?
I assume that means
And
Yes. that
fight,
is my
so
turn.
I'm running.
also, actually, how far do snipers reach? And how good lines of sight are there in this town?
You can you don't have a line of sight on the square, but by the time you would have line of sight on the square, you would be within range of a sniper rifle.
I wasn't asking about my sniper rifle. I was asking because Oswald has one.
Yes.
Oswald is calibrating.
I like how
Fine.
I like how people are trying to bring the non-active character into the fight before the active character.
No, Ava was just gonna say, Oswald, get up on top of the ship and shoot this asshole.
So Rachel gets up from the sickbed.
No, never mind. Sorry.
It was a good thought.
No, I know that Rachel's unconscious and Fang should not be anywhere near this. No.
I mean, we're
that's,
on-
that's Ava's perspective.
Korlash. Yes, because Ava would actually remember the character name.
I mean, it's
Dirk completely forgets it all the time,
Yep.
but also doesn't know that his also forgets that his name is Fang too. So that's why there's a lot of you.
Bah.
Yeah, so
Do you bother to get Korlash on your way out, Dirk?
I don't know. Let's see what my intelligence says.
Oh no.
This cannot possibly go a bad way, in my opinion. Succeed or fail, it's going to be amazing either way.
So my intelligence says 18. Sorry, Korlash. He actually remembers. Oh yes, the Zerg shouldn't be on this planet.
That had the potential to be so good.
I
In
know.
the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yes! As long as you don't start singing Creed, I'm good.
Also,
Here we go. You
You
had to
asked
say it.
for it.
You had to say
You
it. didn't
literally
you?
asked
No, that's
for
fine.
it.
That is fine because now he is justified in my decision not to bring him off the ship.
with arms wide open under the sunlight, welcome to this place. I'll show you everything. With arms wide
welcome
open.
to Tangent Town, everybody.
Now, to be fair,
Population us.
that was a song dedicated to his newborn child, so fuck you, okay?
That doesn't mean it's a good song.
Doesn't matter.
In the end,
As a father with a
doesn't even
son,
matter.
fuck you.
As a parent whose father has written a song, it does matter.
All
As
right.
somebody unconscious, I have nothing to say about the matter.
All right. Okay.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis.
Let William tell his goddamn story. You fucking
I'm
asshole.
so sorry.
I'm sorry. That was a. Why am I apologizing? You're the one who fucking said it, John.
I'm apologizing because I always apologize for everyone's actions.
I've been quiet for most of this hour and a half.
Anyway,
Ava, I would like you to roll initiative as you're presumably now heading to this fight, and Dirk do the same.
You know, it occurs to me I could have asked Dirk to snipe from the roof.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Does Dirk know his way around a sniper rifle?
His range
for
is
guns.
4. He's
His
better.
range, his range is 4, but does he personally know his way around a sniper rifle or anything that isn't a shotgun and then assault rifle?
I would assume so.
It's up to you.
Our initiative is just our instinct.
Better question, does he
Yep,
have a
instinct
sniper
or
rifle?
tactics, whichever is higher.
Does he have one? No.
Wait, or what?
Tactics.
Oh, my tactics is definitely higher.
I don't know if this is this. I updated this macro, so we will find out. I did not.
14.
So that's actually just a 21, not a 22.
Okay. So, your initiative mod is higher than Rihanna's, so you will end up going before her. Let me add your token in here. Dirk.
Dirk is huge.
God damn it.
Huge Dirk.
Ava.
I like how you still have Stefan's name in for all
Yeah, that's because
your
I've never
macros.
updated that one. The rest of them should be updated.
All right, was that your turn, Cornix?
Yeah. Mhm.
So, with the rifle slung on his shoulder and holding it in one hand, and with his pistol in the other hand, he points the pistol at the doctor and the rifle at you and opens fire with both of them.
He can do that?
Now, since he's engaged in melee, does he take any penalties to that?
Actually, that's a good question. 5 Firing while in melee. I know there's a penalty for firing into melee. Yes, there is a close combat penalty. Yes, and he will be applying that.
Okay, and I'm still cloaked because I haven't dropped anything. So
yeah.
But if you've got the kind of brass ghoulies that lets you go up 1-on-1 to a cloaked Nerazim, you're probably still pretty confident in your capacity to.
Oh, hey, that barely hits.
Nerazim plus medic.
Yeah.
All right. As one of the shots catches you in the chest, you take 34 points of damage.
Hey, there's a crippling wound. I think.
And is that over your damage threshold?
Damage threshold is 23. Yes.
Yeah, so roll 20, 12, which is your left arm.
Oh, good. My non-dominant.
However, your spear is two-handed.
Right.
So you drop the spear.
That's okay.
And then the pistol shot clips into Dr. Rana's shoulder, and the force of it spins her to the ground, which is how I'm logistically analyzing a leg crippling wound from a point-blank chest shot.
Yep.
So she is knocked prone. And Dirk's turn. Dirk is going to be the next turn before you actually make it to the battlefield.
Okay. Also, I don't have control over my character sheet or my token.
Yeah, let me actually give you your token.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Dr. Rihanna is going to, while she's on the ground, she's going to jam a quick stim into her shoulder to restore some of that damage. Roll her medicine. Good. And she's going to stand up. And that's going to be all of that she can do right now. Because she doesn't want to get hit more. Ava, you arrive on the battlefield.
Okay. Remind me again how far I can use my pistol from.
Pistol has a range of. Yeah, the range written down.
Range medium.
Medium. Okay.
Yes, I just don't know what that means.
Range medium can be used from a range of 15 squares.
Okay, let's see.
You are 9 squares away.
Yeah. Probably just scoot this way a little. Are readied actions a thing in this system?
Yeah, you can ready your action for
Okay.
a specific trigger.
I'll ready to shoot if it seems like someone needs cover or needs distraction. Because that's all my gun's gonna do.
All right. Coronix, it's your turn.
All right. Sorry, I'm having to redo some things here. Charging gets a +5. Base strike gets it. Okay. All right. Okay. I am going to make a side blade heavy strike charge, since that's what's next, which will put me directly into melee with him. 31 to hit.
That hits, yes.
All right.
What's your maximum overage?
4.
You get it.
Okay, so that is 32 damage. Rending 2, penetration 5, hailfire 1.
All right. Penetration 5.
Yes.
Okay, so all right. I need to get my handy dandy calculator to keep track of this.
Crippling wound? Yes? No?
Yes, that is going to be a crippling wound. Roll your d20.
Roll 2 d20s. Okay, first crippling wound is a 20. Yes! Headshot.
Nice.
That is a
Well,
headshot,
correction.
sir.
When you deal a crippling wound, you deal an extra crippling wound to all crippled limbs. So actually, you just do 2 head wounds.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
An extra 20
So I
damage.
just jam this thing right across his forehead.
Also 2 crippling wounds to the head.
Yep.
Which... Disoriented. -1 to all attacks, defenses, and skills for each crippling wound.
Yep. And
And
that
what's the immediate damage? Is extra 10 damage?
extra 10 for
an
each
extra
one
10
of
for
them, yeah.
each, so...
Yep.
Ow.
An extra 20 damage, and a -2 to all attacks, defenses, and skills.
All right. As you strike across with the psi spear, the blade catches square across the faceplate of this armor and tears through a good portion of it. As the blade scores across his face, he turns back to glare at you, and you can see under the helmet is a pale-looking individual with sort of deep violet eyes staring back at you with an almost not quite there expression to his eyes as you look at them.
Awesome. Violet, you said, in the
Yeah.
eyes?
Yeah.
Am I thinking Terrazine?
No, it's not glowing. His eyes are just
Okay.
naturally purple.
Okay, alright.
He just has purple eyes.
Okay. That's fair. And that's a defensive weapon, so that means I get something awesome for attacking with it.
I believe your
I'll
defense
look that up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then it's his turn. He's going to probably use one of his psychic powers. All right, yeah, he's gonna do that.
Psychic powers. I'm actually pretty good at defending against those.
What is your toughness?
Mine?
Yeah.
My toughness is 18.
All right.
And I've got 24 psionic damage resistance. Oh yeah, I guess my damage resistance does apply all those times that he's been dealing damage to me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've got 24 more hit points than I thought I did.
So you are shoved 4 squares this way. And take oh wait, no. Oh wait, no, that's correct. What side level are you?
I'm side level 4.
No, I'm trying to figure out what side level this guy is.
Oh, okay.
He's like level 100, I think.
Probably.
He's also psi level 4. Okay. Crap. I have to do 16 calculations. You take 64 points of damage.
Psionic or physical?
It's psionic. He hits you with a telekinetic push.
Oh, okay. Telekinetic push is great.
He reaches back, and his hand glows violet as he thrusts forward, and you are shoved 4 spaces back.
And you said how much?
64.
64?
Yeah. And it's 4 times. It's 4 times his psi level for every square he moved you. So
No, it's plus 5 damage for every square.
Sorry. Then it'll be 16 plus 5, 10, 15, 20. 34. Sorry.
34. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, damn. All right. And with my damage resistance in, I take 10 total. Awesome.
Dirk, you arrive on the scene.
All right. The range of my frickin' Gauss rifle. Yeah, I think I got this.
If your range is medium, you're the good.
Is my range Gauss rifle? No, it's long range.
Oh, you're even better. You're definitely within range.
Yeah. So first thing he's going to do is, his movement is. I mean, technically, these are kind of both happening at the same time because that's just how Dirk rolls. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Charging up, bellowing, and firing off his pulse rifle at probably the closer of the two.
Shooting the medic?
Do I know the difference? Do I legitimately know the difference between them?
We have definitely shown you pictures of her.
Yes.
And those two people seem to be engaged in combat.
Right.
Now, whether or not Dirk knows who the antagonist in that combat is up to you.
Yeah,
no, that was my honest
doctor.
conclusion. Is I didn't know didn't know if he knew the difference between the two.
Okay.
Right. So you have
Never
been
mind.
informed that the doctor you're looking for is a woman.
Well, yes.
And you've been given a physical description of her. So.
That was the key. Then obviously not. Doesn't matter because I missed anyway.
Ow. I know it. He wasn't bobbing and weaving, so you still do half damage to him.
Okay.
Yay!
All right. What's the ammunition trait on Gauss shards? I know they have some penetration naturally.
I have penetration 1.
Gauss rifle bullets have penetration 3.
So there's 4.
So penetration 4 currently.
Which brings him down to enough that you do actually get some damage through. Even at half damage. Not a whole lot, but you get some through. You fire the bullets off, and they spread wide, but you're putting enough shots downrange that a couple of them graze across his body, and they do seem to at least cause some kind of injury.
All right.
Next in line is the medic. Mariana is looking increasingly frazzled at the situation. No, this needs to not be happening. I need him alive! She shouts at the group of you.
Well, she could have said that before.
Yeah. Jeez.
I mean, she kind of did.
No, she didn't.
I was just ignoring it because I wasn't there.
And she's going to, once again, try with one of her chems.
We don't need him alive.
Oh, this is not the poor doctor's day today. As she tries again for an injection, and This individual appears to either be a trained martial artist or just really knows her, because he's not even looking at her and just is deflecting any attempts that she does to get close enough to inject him with anything. Ava, your turn.
I'm not running up to try and stab this person with a needle. Okay, I'll hold to administer medical care if it becomes necessary.
All right. Do you want to get close enough to do that?
Oh, yeah. Duh. I have to move during my... I don't know where Coronix is, and I have my stupid armor on, so I'll move there and just know that Dirk's going to run out of range.
Well, actually, that's within range of using your MDS on anyone who gets injured. Your short range is 9 squares.
Oh, right. That's true. I thought you said medium range was 9.
No, medium range is 15.
Okay. Yeah, I am assuming Coronix is somewhere in that range, but I could be totally wrong.
I mean, you did just see the psionic perform a telekinetic shove at the air.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he's on roughly this area.
Yeah, you got like a pretty much somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify. Ava saw the psionic invisibly blast an invisible location.
Well, there's a manifestation of psionic energy that sort of indicates that he's doing something.
He put his hand in a direction.
And there
As
was
I
a poof of
understand this
dust.
working.
I just wanted to clarify.
And
So,
I am
This fight is
assuming
not visually
that
appealing to watch.
direction responds to the direction he was doing things.
It's just
in.
a whole bunch of people waving their arms at something invisible.
So,
Like McAvoy, he did this, so we know that something psychic is happening.
Yeah.
well, correction. Like, aesthetically, it's he pulls his arm across his chest, and you can see purple sort of like bioelectricity arcing across him. And when he extends it forward, there's a blast of literal, like, concussive force.
I can assume that he is pointing in a direction.
Yeah.
Perhaps incorrectly, but Ava's making that assumption because it seems reasonable.
It's a pretty reasonable assumption. It's kind of like a, oh, well, obviously.
If I was to do it, I'd do it right there, so that's obviously where it is.
Coronix, it's your turn.
Okay.
I can't do that at all.
Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, if he's going to keep that up, we're going to keep that up. 27 to hit.
Yes, you hit.
All right.
only got
Max
2
overage
overage.
of 4.
2.
Only 2 overage? Okay, so 30 on the damage. Rending 2, penetration 5, hailfire 1.
All right. So that is another crippling wound. Roll a d20.
All right.
And let me reread let me reconfirm what I
Another
know.
20! Holy
my
shit!
God.
That's 4 crippling wounds to the head.
Fuck.
And this guy is still standing?
5 crippling wounds is
baller.
instant death.
You were told to bring him alive.
Yeah, but he took out my shield, and then he made me drop my spear, and I'm really not happy about either of those.
Bringing people alive is difficult if they're actively trying to kill you, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever this weapon deals a crippling wound,
That's
the
what
target
the leader
receives
says.
the target receives a +1 crippling wound point to every injured limb. So
So he's now got 4.
I'm actually going to read that as it doesn't actually deal the immediate effect, but it does increase the ongoing effects. So you just get the extra 10 damage rather than an extra 20. But that's still going to be 56 total damage, and that puts him unconscious.
I was going to say that's not going to be helpful because I don't care what Chick said. The commander kept shooting, kept stabbing. He's figured out that invisible death is commander.
Right.
It's your turn though, because he's not going to be able to take a turn.
Okay, and well, can I say if he drops as a free action, can I communicate to everybody, subdue and capture?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
I feel like you subdued
So that
him
comes out
pretty
to
good.
everybody, and at that point, Koronix actually appears, kind of clutching his left arm a little bit, and goes over and picks up his scythe spear, leaning on it.
Okay, I'll fix that later.
That was unexpected. Dr. Rihanna, I presume.
She's not even paying attention to you because that last wound, like, cut a huge bleeding gash across this individual's face, and she just kind of, like, kneels over his chest. No, hold on, Joshua, hold on! And she, like, goes forward and begins to apply medical attention to this person.
So I'm assuming my held action goes off at that point.
Yes, if you so desire.
All right. I don't think I get to roll. Let me.
If you're using the MDS, it just restores a good.
Yeah,
amount
I
of
just
points.
have to use the MDS.
It restores.
30.
So
Yes, 30 hit points.
yeah. Oh, the DC is not to use it. I was kind of worried.
No, that is to make it.
Yeah.
So what happens?
No, you just use it. You don't have to roll anything to use it. You just blink.
Yeah. No, I saw a DC 30 and I was like, crap. That's going to be hard to use.
I should point out that using the MDS is a minor action, so you can actually do it and do something else major, like heal someone who's right next to you.
Okay, I can use my major action as a move, correct?
Yes.
Then I'll use the MDS and use my major action to move.
But you also have a move action.
Oh, does that all go off at this point?
Yeah, you can. Oh, no, yeah.
It's not my turn, it's just my held.
Right, yeah, you can use your held action to use the MDS.
I was assuming the MDS could be used with a held action.
Yeah, it can. It's a minor action, so you're using
Okay.
your held action for a minor action, basically.
Dirk
Cool.
just ran up and is pointing his gun down at it, at the guy in case he moves.
Yeah, so I heal him.
Heal who? The ghost?
The person she's trying to heal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we actually do need her. Kind of.
All right, no, we definitely need her. That's our stated objective to be here.
Once she's got him stabilized, she kind of picks him up in her arms, displaying a surprising amount of strength, being able to lift a whole human, like this person, a whole human being in heavy armor, in metal armor, and she turns to you, Koronix. The ship, the Nocturna. I need to get there now.
Very well. Mr. Garrick, you will provide rear guard, and he turns and
Yes,
starts
sir.
stalking off towards the Akundalar.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Follow us, please.
All right. The group of you make your way to the Akundalar, where Rachel is unconscious in medbay. Shauna's not there. Ornix heads to medbay.
Yep.
And
I assume I head to the med bay because that's my office.
Get out of my office, bitch.
People come on board.
It's
I
not
see
like
the hunt
that.
was successful.
We have found Dr. Ayana, Korlash.
And when they get to the ship,
Adjutant blocking, please. Because I have a suspicion about this.
the adjutant fires up. Ah, I see you've recovered 2 more members of Taskforce Renegade. Technically,
Yes,
I'm
it
sorry.
does appear that way.
Wait.
Yes.
Joshua.
So Rihanna immediately straps this ghost into a medical chair, and once she's made sure that he's stabilized, she pulls out a selection of different medical tools and begins to operate on the sonic implant in the back of his head.
Can I assist on that or no?
If you try to, she tells you to go away.
This seems like a lot of work
Ava will
for a
just be
corpse.
amused at that.
Dirk's just staying where he is. He still has his gun on him because
Were you about to ask something of the adjutant, Cornix?
Yes.
What were you saying?
Adjutant Vera, please take all necessary precautions to ensure that Nightfall does not damage himself, other crew members, or the Kundalar once he regains consciousness.
Oh, I'm already in the process of blocking any incoming or outgoing transmissions.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Ava will. I assume you can always hear me because that's what you said. Ava will try and think. Coronex, I need to speak with you privately.
Communications room, please. And he
Alright.
will vanish and head there.
I am currently hanging out next to the med bay. Like
Okay.
right outside the door.
Alright.
Because
All right.
Korlash,
I
you're
need to pull it.
comfortable in your security detail?
If it attacks, it will be dead.
yeah, Dirk's just keeping his eye on.
Just follow the captain's orders. And whoop
I
to the communications room.
All right. So, Cornix and Ava, you meet in the communications room.
What is your
I wanted-
concern, Ava Sweet?
I didn't want to press, but now that it seems we will be quickly in. This has escalated quicker than I was anticipating. I want to bring a possibility to your attention.
Of course.
I will not claim. It is not my place to claim any level of expertise on the working of Zerg. However, he infested Terran that was a part of the now Taskforce Renegade. It seems to have retained a level of Terran facsimile. That's not the issue. Though it bears into what I am about. Given the gravity of the information this individual possessed, and the potential threat it posed to all 3 major species and institutions, including his own loyalty, it seems a little odd he wouldn't have said something sooner.
You speak of Richter and his knowledge of the plot.
That was bad and you should feel bad. Yes. Seems that he only divulged that once he was in a situation where he would be interrogated on the subject. He seems independent enough that he may have been making his own judgments about the information, of course. But it is odd to me that he would choose to withhold information that was such a significant threat. While in a position where he could have easily used an intermediary to deliver the information if he felt too at risk delivering it himself.
It is a valid concern, one that we may need to address at some point in the very near future. Given the elements of duress under which we have discovered most of the members of Taskforce Renegade, may have been that concealment was his primary priority. However, the gravity of the situation, as you put it, is significant enough that his silence is rather worrying. I don't.
If he were from Terran, I would be more willing to explicitly condemn him.
Yes, the psionic network that powers the swarm members of the Zerg race may have given him some level of rather a lack of independence, or perhaps he felt that with the knowledge in his mind and his mind being connected to the vast network of the swarm, that was as good as turning in the information. At which point, the question would then become, why was the swarm unwilling to divulge this level of intel to the other members of the Alliance? Which is a question that is probably far outside our
And
purview.
if he explicitly hid the information from the swarm, why would he do such?
Indeed. Well, the swarm is likely in a more precarious position now that the various queens are jockeying for power. I do not believe there is nearly as much consolidated control over the race as it was in the days when Sarah Kerrigan, as the Queen of Blades, ran the show, as I believe you Terrans put it. But even with whatever their version of political instability is, perhaps that would be a reason wherein he felt safer holding his knowledge in a state of concealment. Were it known to the swarm as a whole that he possessed details on this, it may have made him a target for being co-opted by one of the many queens who attempt to extend their influence over the swarm as a whole. But it is a question that will need to be answered, and one that I intend to address to him as soon as we are in a more stable location. Now that we have Dr. Ayana and apparently codename Nightfall in custody, however, I see there being no further obstacle to you releasing the details of your antidote to Meinhof medical personnel as a whole, if you still plan
I
to
suspect
do so.
that won't be necessary. It was delivered by... an antidote was delivered by Dr. Rihanna.
Oh, Well, excellent. That at least is one more item crossed off our list. Were there any other circumstances or questions, issues that you wish to discuss?
In my report to William, help me. Who's our CEO?
Matt
Admiral
Horner.
Horner?
In my report to Admiral Horner, I initially excluded the information about Stefan's actions as it was less pressing than other information. But upon further consideration, since we've acquired this vessel, we have been doing a fair bit to pursue the Sons of Creation, and Stefan's actions may have been personally motivated, or they may have been part of some larger intent to conceal information about the Sons of Creation that he may have. Though, of course, it is at your discretion and prerogative if that should be
Beautiful.
brought up.
Oh my god, I love
If
this
it's
so
Stefan,
much.
From my perspective as a Terran, given Stefan's political and social inclinations, it would not be impossible he found such a group sympathetic.
Ava does not know Stefan that well.
All fascists are the same kind of bad.
Right. Yeah. No. Totally. Absolutely.
Says the
Can I make like an insight roll? What is this game's version of insight?
That's actually influence. Or no, it's actually a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Wait, do I get to roll influence?
Yeah, you would roll influence for concealing your emotions.
I don't get my extra.
Oh, I believe you.
20.
I rolled a 9,
Perfectly
which is a
honest,
natural
it-
1.
Earnestly just realized that this could be a big deal.
In that case, Ava Sweet, I would suggest submitting an amended report to Admiral Horner's office.
Absolutely.
This is the greatest thing ever.
We are going to nail this son of a bitch to a wall.
This is awesome.
Meanwhile, what's been happening in the med bay?
I mean, it's you and me,
I'm
and
asleep.
it's you, me, the doctor, and 2 unconscious people. I'm sure everybody's dead at this point.
We're just wait. I mean, I want to see if she like revives him and he starts thrashing around trying to kill people, so I can step over and rip a throat out.
I'll shoot him if you rip his throat out.
You shoot, I rip, and together we'll get to the juicy core of whatever this former human was.
So
He moved.
There's-
We fixed it.
He was a threat.
He's coming right for us.
then
He had a gun!
Then you find out what like a supremely skilled doctor can do with a master poisoner's supply of chemicals.
I know that. I played Stefan.
She had a needle.
And a Terran. Because there are poisons that Nightfall has on his person that can do what his special poison did, but kill people too.
I just like the idea of, I wonder what they're doing over there. All of a sudden, doo, 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 ah!
But there's a lot of tense moments as Dr. Rihanna is literally operating on an implant. Like she's like opened up the back of his skull a little bit to get at the inner workings of this implant as she very carefully maneuvers her surgical implements. You recharge your shields the same way you charge your implements. You make a psionic roll.
Oh, okay. Cool. He's gonna be working on that then.
You do it the same way you did in the first edition.
Okay, cool.
It's in the energy shield section of the core book.
Gotcha.
Anyway, she's moving very carefully, and after about a minute of operation, she removes a small vial from the implant, and with her tool sets it on the table behind her, and just kind of wipes sweat from her brow. All right, that's the lethal injection. Now, full mental reset. All right, and she gets to work on basically manually issuing a resocialization from the mental implant.
That's gonna take a while.
And she's gonna be working for a couple hours probably.
I don't need rest.
She is mechanically triggering what is normally done electronically.
I just sit back and watch.
Yep.
All right, it's gonna be a boring couple of hours in the med bay.
That's right. Until somebody tells me that these two are not supposed to be under guard, they are under guard.
Kornix is gonna tag Ava and be like, "Hey, can you patch me up?"
Oh, yeah, I can. Let's see.
We have nothing else to do, so...
Wait, no, that's the wrong roll. Medic, first aid alien, and let's hope that this is the correct roll. It is not.
FA alien.
That's what the macros are labeled as.
19.
Jeez, really? I am
The
rolling
dice-
low today.
The dice hate us.
They
Tonight.
really
They don't hate me.
do.
I got 2 headshots, man. I'm feeling good.
I mean, the dice haven't hated me. I rolled
The
like a
dice
44 on my
Ava
useless
trying
stealth
to do
check.
her job efficiently, and any of us noticing shit.
Yeah, no one spotted anything that I had. Basically,
You got a crit 1 on trying to read me.
I haven't had any problem rolling dice tonight.
A fire bat
see,
snuck away from me.
That was epic.
That was beautiful.
All right, but yeah, no. Other than getting patched up, Kornix is going to wait for Rihanna to be done, and then attempt to debrief.
All right. A couple hours later, Rihanna sets down her tools and exhaustedly puts her head on her hands for a second before she straightens herself out and finishes healing up all of the ghost's wounds. All right. Full neural restimulation. All of the programming that he received during his time with the Suns should hopefully be gone.
Sorry, what?
This one does not know large words.
I say thumbing at Dirk.
How much
You
of that
don't
did
know
you
large
understand,
words.
Korlash? That's what I say.
I know many large words.
Ultralisk.
Really? Give me one.
Ultralisk.
Mountain range.
Well, I know what an ultralisk is. I'm trying to use your inflection on that. Even though you're wrong.
Evisceration.
Well, of course I know what eviscerate. Fucking poor Rihanna.
The doctor just looks at the two of you like,
Sorry.
Get the sense that
Doc,
Task
what were
Force
you saying?
The former Task Force Echo was a lot more competent.
I'm
I
very
get that
competent
feeling a lot.
at killing things. That's about it.
Sorry, you were saying something about. Oh hell, I already forgot.
He should be on our side.
Garrick, would
He
you
should be on our
kindly
side
put
again.
it? Would you
Ah.
kindly put in a communication to Shauna Briggs and Richter to inform them that Dr. Rihanna and Joshua Lawson have been found?
I can do that.
Thank you.
Doopy doo, doopy doopy doo, doopy 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 doo.
Okay, we managed to get Dirk out of the room.
Out of curiosity, what is Dirk's intelligence?
2.
Ah, I'm 1 point
As
smarter.
low as it can
I
go.
cannot. You cannot go lower than 2 for.
Not as a
How
Terran.
can you even talk?
Terran.
I have 3 intelligence. I'm 1 point smarter than Dirk.
One of the
Wait.
traits of Terrans in this setting is that they have a slightly higher baseline of being vaguely decent at everything.
Yeah, they have a high average.
If I could have, I would have voluntarily dropped it to 1.
If you retroactively want to, I will let you and
Done.
add 1 to one of your stats.
Absolutely done.
Swap an ability point. Do it.
Strength of 5 now.
Yes.
Welcome to the good at one thing club. I think we're all here.
I'm good at 2 things.
Actually, I'm going to make that fortitude instead.
Yeah,
Which means
bump
health
up, bump
goes
up
up a
those
bit.
hit points. Yep.
Yes.
I mean, technically, I'm good at 2 things, but stealth is part of killing, so I consider them one thing.
Ingus,
You're good at murder. Garnix is good at assassination, which are different. Oswald is good at spying. Actually, Oswald's probably the most versatile.
Diverse. Yeah, right. Because he can shoot things and fly things, both.
He can shoot things. He can fly things. He can sell intel.
He can actually talk to people.
I can talk to people. I have a really high influence.
Yeah, but you don't do that. That's not what your character does.
You have the ability to, but you don't.
So yeah, he'll basically give Rihanna a quick rundown of who we've contacted, what we've discovered, and more or less that Richter said she had more info that we needed.
Yes, I'm trying to get her accent right. She's supposed to be like vaguely Upper British.
Like this.
Yeah,
she
like
talks a
that.
bit posh.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, Upper
So
British
bad at
doesn't mean
Seminole.
anything, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right?
Upper British means nothing.
There's
Yeah.
like
Upper
6
British.
accents.
A British person who lives in a large house.
Upper.
Or actually,
Upper British.
probably a penthouse,
who lives
let's be honest.
upstairs in a large house.
No, lives in a penthouse apartment.
Oh.
The fancy one.
Or, alternatively, someone on speed.
There's a lot of overlap between those two, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, I want to apologize for my really horrible, probably vaguely British accent.
But yes, not she's more posh than Tracer. I'm not doing a Tracer.
Jeez, love the
and
cavalry's here.
the game master gets stuck on an accent, and we all die.
Yeah.
Accents drop, everyone dies.
Accents fall, everyone dies. All right. Yes.
Oh, let me do my southern accent and have William and John cringe so hard.
I mean, they have survived Sarah's and mine, so.
Oh,
So-
mine is worse, trust me. John and Jack have heard it.
Yeah.
Yep, we have. It's amazing.
Yes, I have. I can't wait for us to do that demon game set in Atlanta so you guys can actually hear some fucking southern accents.
Really? I mean, you've
I
heard.
have
you,
family in New
You've heard-
Orleans.
Anyways,
you've heard Richter
I know what
speaking.
southern
You've heard,
accents sound like. I can't do them.
Rihanna was talking.
You've heard
Also, we
Richter
should
speaking.
let William tell the story.
You've heard Richter speaking. You've heard at least one southern accent.
Well, I never get
But-
the accent right.
As well, yes, I have a bit of information, and I imagine after his time on the other side, I believe Joshua will also have some information for you. Very well. I suspect that with Richter's ability to survive and achieve consciousness faster than the rest of us, he's told you what we know of true nature of the project.
The construction of an army of Kerrigan equivalent psionics.
Yes, I can actually shed some light on the scientific nature of this. Thus far, what the Sons have learned is that there's a genetic anomaly that supposedly led to the psionic potential of Sarah Kerrigan. They're calling it the Kerrigan gene, which is part of the Project K isolation, Project Kerrigan. From what I understand, their operations have been scouring Terran space, not just for active psionics to recruit, but also for those with potential genetic predisposition for the Kerrigan gene. Whether or not they've activated their psionics or not. It seems that the Kerrigan gene also runs in our former captain's bloodline. Which is why he and his children were deemed valuable targets. From what we understand, the Kerrigan gene is potent. The genetic alterations that it provides are infectious. The Sons believe that by splicing the Kerrigan gene into an individual who has no psionic potential, they will create a psionic. And thus far, they've been moderately successful. They've created low-level psionics. They've created moderate-skill ghosts from non-psionic individuals. You've seen the shocking frequency with which they deploy psionic operatives.
Indeed.
They believe, as well, that splicing the Kerrigan genome into an already active psionic will increase their psionic potential to perhaps Kerrigan levels.
Well, that is unfortunate.
I don't think they'll be able to, with the knowledge that they've gained, I don't know that they'll be able to create an army of Kerrigans. But simply being able to create an army of psionic operatives, considering the rarity of psionics in normal situations, is dangerous enough in its own. Not to mention any pre-existing psionics would be elevated to a godlike status. In their eyes, they would be bringing humanity to its next evolution. A race of psionics, perhaps to rival the Protoss.
With that in mind, do you have any knowledge of where these projects and experiments are taking place? We have heard of Black Sites 1 and 2, but unfortunately their precise whereabouts have not been determined.
There are 3 black sites. Each of them is a mobile fortress. Their whereabouts are hard to determine because they are constantly on the move. Black Site 1 appears to be the primary location where most of this genetic testing is undergone. Black Site 2, as I'm sure Lawson can attest, is their resocialization and brainwashing facility where they indoctrinate new recruits. Black Site 3 seems to be the most active of them. It's their mobile command center, I should say. While I believe the true head of operations is run from Black Site 1, Black Site 3 appears to be their logistics and supply center. It's the most active in space. It is the one that most people who ever see one of the Black Sites will see.
The implication, then, is that we should hunt through Black Site 3 to acquire locations of other Black Sites.
Potentially. If we can find a way. I think assaulting Black Site 3 would very much alert the other two to our presence and the fact that we're onto them. If we could potentially make it directly to Black Site 1, that may be more valuable.
And what can you tell us of Rasputin?
The ghost of the brothers, or the sons, correction. He's a bit like Schrodinger's cat in that he is everywhere and nowhere. It's hard to tell. His presence can be felt at all times, but it's impossible to know if it's due to his psionic projections or if he is actually there. I don't know what he is, in all honesty. His psionic abilities are different from anything I've ever seen. He expresses the ability to plant post-hypnotic suggestions that linger far longer and on a far wider range than the ability of a normal psionic to dominate. But he also expresses a sort of technokinetic control, the ability to force his way through technology.
What are you guys typing?
Sorry.
Loud typing.
Jeremy is a professional adult.
I'm muting. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It was just there was so much keystroking in the background.
It was loud typing from two people at once.
It
I am
wasn't
just-
me.
Angry typing ensues.
Okay.
No. Well, once Joshua Lawson has regained consciousness, and assuming the neural conditioning has been scrubbed away, hopefully he will be able to give us some more specific intelligence as well. Do you believe that he will be inclined to part with this information?
Joshua Lawson is a good man, and now that I've hopefully removed any of the programming that Rasputin gave him, he should be back on our side. Just a matter of time until he wakes up. And speaking of that, there's a groan from the table as Joshua Lawson kind of
I believe he is awake now.
well, that's unpleasant.
What about Rachel? Is Rachel showing any signs of...
Rachel's just
Regaining
starting.
consciousness?
Rachel's starting to come to as well. Yeah.
No, she's out. She's just gonna stay asleep. Because I've been so helpful this episode. I'm gonna go find a doctor.
I've been
No,
playing
I'm just
ping
gonna get
pong on the
poisoned.
ship the entire time.
Yeah, but you played ping pong. I literally walked into a place, walked out of a place, and fell unconscious.
They
Was
wouldn't
it-
let
that's the
me
whole
get off
episode.
the ship.
I did get off the ship. You're right. Sorry, Korlash.
Hey, you.
Is she saying that while she's waking up?
No, she's just thinking it.
And
We're having this conversation in her mind.
Rachel
Yeah.
might not know it, but she led us to the bit of residuum that enabled our medic to synthesize an antidote.
All right, well, there's that.
Actually
Fine.
need. But, that was the medic's fault.
Anyways,
She wakes up. What's
All
going on?
You were poisoned.
Oh, good.
It's really matter of fact.
I was worried I was dead.
No.
I feel like dying would have hurt a bit more, though. Or less. One of the two.
Those are pretty much the only other options.
You should acquire a witch of sand.
I should... What?
You should acquire a witch of sand.
I should. Although I don't feel quite like everything is in the right place at the moment. So perhaps I will wait
I did not know
until I
Terran.
feel...
I did not know
Better.
Terran biology could shift.
We do a lot of things that are not advertised to your types.
now I'm just imagining a marketing firm advertising Terrans to Zerk. They're soft
Basically-
and chewy.
I was gonna say it's
Please let
basically
there be a
Zerg
Mad Men
McDonald's,
show.
right?
Yeah. Please let there be a Mad
They're
Men.
not
Mad
particularly
Men
good
show.
for you.
Yeah.
They're mostly fat, but there's some good meat in there if you can find it.
She kind of looks over at...
I mean, let's be honest, it's not the worst thing an ad agency has ever tried to sell to someone.
Nope.
Nope.
It can't be any worse than Pepsi. She looks over at the
yeah.
other people in the room. Who are these assholes?
Rachel Harmon. These are Dr. Ayana and Joshua Lawson, the two of the missing members of Taskforce Renegade.
Oh, so you're the fucking I was supposed to find.
Yes! Is there
Boy,
a
I got
understand
poisoned.
cultural references role that Cornix can make?
She just woke up. Her
That
mouth
would
like
be
kind
lore.
of full of spit. She doesn't actually know what she's saying. It's all kind of
Ooh,
slurred.
a lore roll.
I
I'm
feel-
okay at those.
I feel like Rachel Harmon has not fully recovered from the poison.
10.
You don't get the
Nope.
reference. You don't get the reference.
I'm assuming this is standard conduct. Okay.
Regardless, the brainwashed one awakes.
Hey, I take offense to that remark.
Not you.
Oh, I take no offense to that remark. Did we find out who was poisoning all them people in that their town?
Yes, this one.
I say, pointing to the.
And she is up off the bed. I don't know if there's any side effects to the poison that make her unsteady or dizzy
You're
or
a little,
woozy.
you're a little dizzy. You're a little
But
dizzy.
she is up and she is like both hands out.
I will
Like
grab.
you lose your balance for a second.
I will grab Rachel by the collar and just sort of lift her up.
Put me down, buddy.
Just hold her there.
I would like to turn and attempt to kick him in whatever resembles a face.
Roll me a melee attack.
Nope. That's an 8.
It's literally the kid flailing back and forth while being held up with a collar.
Exactly it. Yep.
feel like I took a side blade to the face.
I'll give you a side blade to the face.
I look over at is Cornix in the room with us?
Cornix is in the room, but invisible, yes.
I believe it is more accurate to say a spear.
Actually, no, it was the blade.
Oh,
It was definitely the blade all the time.
oh, did you not hit him with the spear first? For the first time?
No, I
Oh.
never actually connected him.
Korlash
connected
is
the spear to
assuming
him.
Korlash is assuming Cornix was successful at using his spears, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he has it.
Unfortunately, Joshua Lawson, it seemed that was the only language you were understanding at the time. I do apologize.
You got to hit that asshole in the face. Where were the rest of us?
You were
You were
unconscious in bed.
Well, you could have woke me up.
You had
Yeah.
been poisoned.
You
The
could
good
have tried
night.
harder.
The goodnight kiss tends to eat people out for a while.
Well, that sounds downright romantic, but I didn't get a dinner or any touching out of it, so I'm a bit pissed.
Cornix is just going to let this happen.
You know it's a poison, right?
Yeah, you
it's-
idiot. I just woke up from it. Can I
It's-
kick him in the face?
I'd appreciate it if you didn't. Please?
Well, I'd appreciate not being poisoned, but some of us didn't get to say in what we wanted today, did we?
I don't think he did either. I don't think he got a say in it either.
No, you was cutting on his head for... Oh, I don't know that. Never mind. Yeah, you was all nowheres to be found, and I even snuck away from Dirk and tried to find you, and you were like, no! Put me down so I can kick somebody.
I continue to hold her up unless Cornix says to put her down.
Cornix is just watching.
Well, I hate mind control with
Oh.
a passion.
Korlash cocks a head to the side.
Do all ghosts speak with a smoky, low-tone voice?
Mm. It comes with the surgery, actually.
Because he sounds almost identical to Stone, so it's like, it's a legitimate question.
I try to make Stone sound more like actuals, like because he is actually Stone from StarCraft.
Yeah.
I'm going more for a Reaper voice with Lawson.
It's the same category of voice, though.
Yeah, it's definitely though.
Die, die, die.
Ugh. No, it is something that comes up a lot.
Poison, mind control, or your voice?
That all of yes.
Yes.
There are a large number of options to pick from currently.
Is this one smarter or dumber than Dirk? Because so far,
It is hard to be dumber than Dirk.
Cut to Dirk
right
in the
here.
communication rooms, still trying to figure out how to send a message out.
I was hoping that was what was happening this entire.
Yeah, Dirk's not in the room. He's been in the communication room
Oh.
trying to figure out how to send a message out through the adjutant, which buttons to push.
Oh my god. On the woman shape.
He hasn't actually pushed anything yet because that would be inappropriate. But yes, he's just trying to figure it out.
He's just staring very hard at the adjutant.
did you bring her flowers
I'm
first?
assuming he has not asked Ava for help.
No, because he was given an order. He doesn't want to have to go to anybody else and admit he doesn't know. He's never been on a ship with an adjutant before.
I like that technically Korlash has a better grasp of the ship's communication systems than Dirk. Because he knows how to use
Korlash
the intercom.
saw other people. Oh, he can use the intercom.
And he can talk to The Edgerton.
I mean, Dirk can use the intercom. He just can't stay.
Oh. This is the best worst group.
Your kid's trying to figure out where the button is on the bust of a lady.
Yes.
Yep.
There ain't no button for that. It's all finesse. Can I try to kick Korlash again to put me down?
Yeah, go for it. Hey!
Natural 20.
I natural 20'd it.
How much
for
damage does an
God's sake.
unarmed kick do?
I'm gonna say for go damage, and for the sake of a natural 20, we say that she manages to make you let go.
So just like kick in the face. Head goes back, hand,
Unceremoniously dumped on the floor.
hand opens instinctively in like claw, in like a claw position. Just
And Rachel drops to the floor.
it's like
Oh.
it's like you hit the button on the what are they called?
Rock'em sock'em robots.
Yeah, you hit the button on the
Yeah.
Rock'em Sock'em robot and just bang.
Hey, wait, I had 0 hit points when they brought me in. Am I unconscious again?
No, you're still at 1. You didn't take any damage from the fall.
Just wham.
So I'm still at 1. Alright, good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I did not know I had that reflex.
From the floor you hear, anytime you want to check any of your reflexes, I'm here. Ugh. Now she gets up and goes try to
I
attack
believe
that guy
that's
again.
Yes.
position is the
Uh,
correct Terran term.
Nightfall looks over to Dr. Rihanna. Are these the guys that replaced us?
At least they're just being stupid. They weren't here for the actual fight.
I lower my head.
To be fair, one of us took you out.
Oh,
And it was not that one.
snap.
I think I respect the Protoss, but I don't know about the two of you.
Do I make it to him, or does somebody grab me before I get there?
No, I'll let you go.
I feel like it's the kind of thing Cornix would try to stop me from doing.
Oh yeah, no, Cornix is definitely sticking out an invisible spear haft to trip Rachel. And
Do I
Hit
can
the
I
ground,
make-
trip, hit the ground again.
Can I make any sort of roll for that?
no, you can't see it.
Hang on. Cornix, make a melee roll.
Okay.
Just your melee skill. And then Rachel, make an acrobatics roll. Just your agility.
Yes.
21.
Conk.
11.
So he definitely trips you up.
Do I take that 1 point of damage and go out again?
Wham!
want-
Unconscious.
No, I'm just trying to see if that's possible.
It is possible if you decide that is a good idea.
Well, I'm gonna get back up and try to go for the guy, so it's really up to you guys at that point.
I'm gonna say yes at that point.
So, this is about the point that Dirk pokes his head into the room.
You
Uh,
put your head into the room to see Rachel trip over apparently nothing and then go face first and fall unconscious again.
And not get back up.
I'm assuming I actually get notified of that because
Yeah,
I have a
yeah, they had-
notification.
The adjutant goes, alert, Rachel just went unconscious. I just did the wrong accent by a long shot.
right?
Rachel, I'm trying to do 6 accents at once right now and none of them are coming out.
I reach down, pick Rachel up,
Irish.
put her
Rachel's
back
out
on the
again.
bed.
And
So I'm like,
closes.
I
Walking
can't
towards
figure
the
out how to
bed.
work I can't figure out how to work the lady.
Did you?
That
Did
is
you
a common
ask?
problem among males of the Terran species.
Valid.
Did you ask her to send a message?
You know,
I'm sorry, ask?
Yes.
It's a dead naked lady.
I look at the space where
finally-
Koronix might be.
It is an advanced artificial intelligence.
over the intercom, Vera gives the message. Oh, by the way, you've got an incoming message from Taskforce Whiskey, and that is where we're going to end for the night.
All right.
We are the most competent task force
We
ever.
have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so at the Patreon page. We'd like to thank our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort and Antitonic. Without them, we'd be able to do quite as much stuff that we do already. We're currently at our $100 a month tier, which means that all of our podcast feeds are separated out into separate feeds. The next goal is $500 a month, which is going to make sure that Jack down there gets paid by you guys instead of by me. So if you like Jack, at the very least, feel free to throw out some money that way. We also want to shout out to Kat Waterflame for another 300 some odd bits today. Thank you, Kat, for donating.
Thank you.
Bits from the
And
bits
as a reminder, we are Twitch affiliates, so you can indeed throw bits our way if you appreciate stuff that we do and you watch ads or you just have some bits spare. So we also like to thank the folks over at 411mania.com. Rachel, tell us about 411mania.com.
411mania.com is the pop culture site.
I had it memorized.
Dedicated to everything. I don't care. Dedicated to everything geeks could be interested in. If you're interested in knowing how good Wonder Woman was, if you haven't seen it yet, go see it. What's wrong with you? Or
I
if
have
you
no money.
how bad The Mummy is, or how
I have no money.
new Glow series is. We've got a review for that one on site. We've got all the latest comic book, movies, TV, wrestling, video games, all of the E3 trailers, MMA, etc., and all the stuff Final Show Films does. Check us out.
We appreciate them for putting our stuff up there. We appreciate you for watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You're all the worst.
Yes, we are.